Does it feel like you're kind of just waiting for your life to really start? Like once something happens, then you will start living. Why do we feel that way? Because it didn't used to be like that, right? Like think about summer as a kid. Remember how long that felt? 100 days of utter freedom, each one a full adventure. One summer seemed like it lasted a lifetime. But how about last summer? Do you remember how long it felt? Does it stand out in your mind in any way? There might be a couple fun things, but the rest probably just blurred on by. Why does that happen? And how can we change it? I think I finally have the answer, and it turns out the ancient Greeks said it too. I just had to learn it the hard way. Because I've done more living in the past 1 year of my life than the 5 years before it. It was a wild ride with a lot of twists and turns, and it taught me my greatest life lesson yet. Getting to that lesson was not easy, but it was well worth it, and I think you'll like it. So here is the story of the best, worst year of my life and how I learned to feel like you are really living just like you did during summer as a kid. Or something like that. I'll work on the title. This story begins with an end. My relationship. All right, so maybe not the most original beginning, but why did it end? That's the important part. Unfortunately, it got to a point where it just wasn't the best for us. And a simple thought popped in my head one day. Would I be happier alone? I pushed the thought away at first, but over the next little while, it just kept coming back. It was persistent, so I finally let the thought have its place. It was only once I listened that I knew what had to be done. And that leads me into mini lesson 1. Yeah, that's right, class. We're doing mini lessons along the way, so pay attention. Mini lesson 1. In life, you will have certain guiding thoughts. The ones I'm talking about are persistent, and they're accompanied by gut, intuition feelings. Listen to those. They are important and will almost always lead you right. My entire life changed because I listened to a thought I had one day. So I ended the relationship. It sucked. Also, we had a house together, so that had to go. I put so much work into that little house. So did she, to be fair. But mostly me. Ending things was hard, but I finally had some direction in life. Things were really set to turn around for me. But they didn't. They got worse. I wasn't in a great spot financially, so I moved back into my parents' house. I was in a new state in a small city, and I did not like it there. So naturally, it was a perfect place for mini lesson 2. Here's the setup. I used to live in a city that I loved. Michelin-rated restaurants, tons of music venues, museums, theaters, nightlife, sports teams, and a big old international airport right by it. The city I moved to had none of that. I thought you might see where I'm going with this. So I very quickly settled into that daily routine we all know and love. Wake up at 9 a.m., walk 3 feet, and work your stupid job for the next 9 hours. After, you treat yourself to the gym with those soothing fluorescent tube lights and awful music playing so loud you give yourself hearing damage trying to drown it out with your own headphones. And finally, you end the night by watching screens, which you do until the point of exhaustion, so that way you can fall asleep without ever having to be alone with your own thoughts. After a couple of weeks of this, I just couldn't take it anymore. So one day I just thought, I'm going to just go downtown today and see what happens. But I gave myself a rule where no matter what, I was going to have a great day. I don't know what happens to your brain when you decide that, but it changes everything. Turns out there was a gym downtown. I worked out there. I made gym friends. I had a coffee after at a local shop. I met a girl, fell in love, and started a fan. Disney ass horse shit. Seriously, I was starting to learn my biggest lesson yet. I just didn't quite know it. But what I did know was mini lesson 2. What I did know was mini lesson 2. Good days are often something you give yourself, and you do that by finding the good in life. If this sounds a little naive, read the last lecture. Dude was dying of cancer. So I had a great day, but does one great day change your life? No. So how did mine change, and what is the big life lesson I've been hinting at this whole time? This is where things get good. I came up with a way to keep having good days. 2 to 3 times a week, I would just go downtown. I'd work out there, and I would work my job from a cafe. And more importantly, I told myself that no matter what, I would have a good day. And some pretty great things started happening. I started exploring my new city with a positive lens. Turns out, there's James Beard restaurants here. Which, if you don't know, it's similar to Michelin, but they might actually be in your budget. I found bars with the live music, an amazing art museum, a philharmonic orchestra, multiple river walks, and a farmer's market that was rated best in America. I was having so much fun that I started trying new things that I never would have in the past. I'm talking run club, karaoke bars, couldn't even say it with a straight face. Further, I tried Pilates. This dude tried Pilates. Just didn't film it though because I was the only guy in every single class that I took, and it would have felt weird. But that brings up a key thing, so remember this one for later. While I was trying all these new things, I thought it'd be good to document it. So I picked up my phone, started turning it sideways, and filmed things. Then I started using a third-party camera app and setting exposure and using ND filters, shooting in log and color grading. I started composing shots. It was one more new thing that I tried, and turns out I kind of love it. So at this point in my life, the positivity just sort of took over. Also, it was the right time for me to get my own place. I had always thought I was going to move back to my old city, but that just didn't feel right anymore. So I got a place downtown instead. Things were going so well that looking back, I probably should have known that one more turn was coming. We're getting close now, so buckle up. Like I said, my life was going really well. I had my own place. I had awesome friends. I was having fun dating again. Things were great, but only outside the hours 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. I hated my job. And I tried the whole positivity thing on it, but the best I could come up with is just viewing my job as a way to fund my new fun personal life. But it just kept getting worse. New quotas, new policies, numbers, shareholders, on and fucking on. I looked at new jobs, but if I was honest, that was not the answer. I don't want to work for someone else, and I want to do something I'm actually passionate about. So it just felt stuck. Desperately wanted a way out, and I got one. Just wasn't how I expected. It happened one morning as I opened my work computer, and I had a Zoom invite from my manager. I joined the call, and I watched as his eyes read left to right as he reads me the script that lays me off after 4 years and 11 months. 5 years, and they would have had to pay me more severance. I got off that call, and what went through my head were these thoughts in this order. Shit. I just moved and got my own place. Things were going so well. Where's my next paycheck gonna come from? Wait a minute. Money? When has money been a part of this? I'm not chasing money, I'm chasing passion. I let that last thought sit for a while, and then I realized I'm feeling pretty great. Then, as this new feeling started to bubble up, I wondered, maybe this was it. The final piece. I could feel the moment coming where all the parts were going to fit together so I could see the reason for everything. The reason I started listening to my gut feelings. The reason I started looking for the good in life and became so open to trying new things. And most importantly, the reason why it seemed like I was about to start living more than I ever had. It's because I chose it. But wait. That doesn't really answer everything. You chose it. That's the major life lesson you've been hinting at this whole time. The whole how to feel like a kid in the summer. Didn't I say something about the ancient Greeks? All right, so there's one more act to this tale. It's quick and well worth it. And you get the true ending, which is really just the beginning. So at this point, you actually have all the pieces to the puzzle except one. Let's recap what you know so far. 1. This all started when I listened to one of those important thoughts and ended a relationship. 2. I realized I could improve my life by having a positive mindset. This led me to 3. Trying new things, including filming the things that I was doing. 4. I eventually lost my job, and with my positive mindset, I realized I had just been given the greatest gift. The best chance I will ever have to go chase something I'm truly passionate about. What you don't know is this all happened 6 months ago. I've had 6 months of this opportunity. So how have I done? I squandered it. No, since then I have traveled the world searching for those experiences that make you feel truly alive. Seriously, I'm talking things like climbing a desert canyon to the prettiest place I've ever seen. Or my friends and I finding ourselves alone on the most stunning beach in the world. Or standing 30 feet from wild tigers with nothing to protect me besides my camera. Along the way, I met people who didn't look like me, or speak, or talk, or dress like me. But somehow they made me feel more connected to this world than ever before. And that's what I want to share. It's been amazing, but it's only the beginning. This is my new life goal. To find those truly amazing experiences and moments of human connection that this world has to offer, and share it with you. I also hope to inspire you to find a way to live a little each day and to chase your passions. On that note, I have what I think are pretty amazing videos coming out every week. I have videos on my first time in the Middle East, filming tigers in Nepal, the last of what I think is the real Italy, a lot more coming out. I'll tell the story and also show you everything I did. So it'll be a good hybrid between a travel guide and a travel film/documentary. So yes, if that does sound like your thing, I really would appreciate a like, subscribe, and sharing with a friend who might enjoy it as well. But the bottom line is I am doing this. I'm going to make this happen. I'm turning my passion into my career, and I'm doing it because this life will end, and I need to do it now. And that is the key to this entire story. You get one chance at this life, one. So find ways, no matter how small, to live it. The Greeks put this idea into the way they describe time. They had two words for it: chronos, the linear time that we all know and think about, and kairos, a deep, meaningful time. They realized thousands of years before we could even study this that your brain slows reality when you're experiencing something that's new or meaningful, and it favors the memories that have that experience attached to it. So, if you want to feel alive, find ways to have new, meaningful experiences, just like you did when you were a kid during the summer. Some days, that means going to the gym downtown. Other days, it means going halfway around the world without a plan. Either way, just go live.